Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CoCo Club Christmas party. Woo! Let's go mad! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! The audience are predominantly over here and predominantly all comedians. We're inside. It's fantastic to be here, guys. It's absolutely brilliant. What a venue, the Kino in Cork. Give it up for the Kino for supporting live comedy. Woo! Ah! Just me and this cock on stage. Two tiny cocks on stage. Okay, that's a dick joke. I'm on stage a minute and I'm doing dick jokes. Great. Okay, hi ma'am, how are you? Very good, very good. This is weird. It's weird doing, like, I suppose, well, it's not that weird. Like, we mostly do gigs to very small crowds in the CoCo Club on Monday nights. It's usually comedians as well, but we're actually getting paid for this tonight. Yeah, it's very good. And you'll all get the tenner afterwards, lads.
Class.
Yeah, you'll all just come up to me afterwards and I'll sort it out for you. I have handpicked 4 phenomenal comedians for you today, guys. And these are 4 CoCo Club regulars. Some who have helped out within the club, and some who are just travelling comedians, and some who are household names. So you're in for a treat. Are you excited?
Yeah. Yes.
Not really. Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right, okay. I told the comedians to act excited, and this is like, okay. Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right, okay. You're a little bit excited. Okay, you're about as excited as 8 people inside in a dark room can be. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay, so we're going to bring on our first act, guys. We're going to bring on the very first comedian for the show this evening. I don't know if you're watching this at home in the evening or if you're watching it in the middle of the day. Well, look, if you're watching it, you're watching it, okay? So I'm just going to say this evening. This evening is what I'm going to stay with, okay? Are you all right with that? Yeah. Okay, all right, okay. So we're going to bring on the very first comedian this evening. This absolute legend is from Dublin. Yeah, not only are they fucking winning the All-Ireland every single year now, but they're coming down taking Cork people's spots on the CoCo Club stage. Yeah, she's from Dublin, but she's a great friend of the CoCo Club. And she runs the Monday night, the open mic in the CoCo Club. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give a massive, just give an 8 people a round of applause for the fantastic Sinead Walsh! Woo!
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my God. It is so good to be back, Cork. It is so good to be back in you. Yes, it is. Folks, as Con mentioned, my name is Sinead, and I am, unfortunately, from Dublin. So if you could just not hold it against me for 10 minutes, that's all I ask, okay? But a little interesting fact about me, folks, is I have a severe nut allergy. Yeah, so now it's not the most convenient thing in my life, but, you know, it hasn't ruined my life either, right? I've just had to make a few small adjustments here and there. So, for example, instead of eating peanut butter, I just eat butter. Fairly straightforward, you know. And when I'm summarising a point, I just say in a shell as opposed to in a nutshell. Pays to be safe, you know. Yeah, and instead of finding a nice man to settle down with, I just became a lesbian. So, all good, you know. I'm never usually this close to cock, so it's an interesting experience for sure. But yeah, so did we all enjoy Series 2 of Lockdown? Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? I was lucky enough to be quarantining with my girlfriend and her family, so yeah. I'm not going to lie to you folks, it was hard, you know. For them, obviously, not for me. I was having a fucking great time, you know. I was just parading around their house in my underwear, you know, eating their food, petting their dogs, just being way more liberal with their toilet paper than I would be with my own, you know. You see, I'm a very competitive person, right? So I invented this game where I'd go into the bathroom, sit down for a wee, and just slowly start unravelling the toilet paper. Real slow at first, you know? And then I'd speed up a bit. And then I'd get faster and faster and try and get to the end of the toilet paper before I finish the piss, you know? Fuck. Yes! Yeah. Very competitive person. It was also the only physical exercise I got for about 6 weeks, so it was good, you know? Real good. But I'm very, very lucky with my girlfriend Lisa, you know. She's amazing, and she's beautiful, she's funny, she's smart, and she is definitely the best listener I have ever been with in my life. And folks, that really says something about my exes, because you see, Lisa is deaf. I mean, not just like kind of hard of hearing, what did you say, couldn't get that kind of thing. I mean, pretty fucking deaf, you know? She's got the hardware and everything just to prove it, just in case anyone doubts her. But no, she's fantastic. And, you know, we met on Tinder, which is where all great relationships start these days, isn't it? Yeah. So we were talking for a couple of days and we met up. And about like literally 5 minutes before we met face to face for the first time, she texted me and she was like, by the way, don't know if you got it from my photos, but I'm actually deaf. And I was like, how the fuck am I meant to get that from photos? So I just texted her back and I was like, sweet, well, I snore, so that's fucking sound, isn't it? That's grand. That works out. But yeah, like as we were, you know, getting to know each other and as time went on and stuff, I kind of realised I wasn't too sure how to talk about it, you know? I didn't know if I could ask questions. And I certainly didn't know if I could make fucking jokes about it, right? Like, I know I'm a comedian and all, but Jesus, some things are off limits, including other people's disabilities sometimes. But thankfully, Lisa, being the angel she is, she put paid to that fairly quick. So we were in her mom's house one day and we're cooking, I'm chopping whatever, and her mom is hoovering in the kitchen behind us. And her mom, who is also deaf, her whole family are deaf. So her mom's just minding her own business, hoovering away, and Lisa taps me on the shoulder and goes, watch this, and proceeds to knock the fucking hoover off with her foot, and her mom just keeps hoovering, right? Oh my God. And I was like, this was the funniest fucking thing I had ever seen in real life, right? You know, I was like crying, laughing, like just bent over double, and her mom turns around and sees me laughing and just smiles and keeps on hoovering. Hasn't a fucking clue. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, is that not fucking bullying? And she was like, no, it's grand, it's a laugh, you know? But apparently when I do it, it does count as bullying, so whatever. Her ma wasn't my biggest fan for a while, you know? But yeah, no, things are going good, and I'm obviously learning sign language because it's common courtesy. Why the fuck wouldn't I, you know? But before I get into that whole thing, I'm going to let you in a little secret, folks, okay? Being with someone who is awesome at sign language, in fact, no, being a lesbian who is with another lesbian who is awesome at sign language, the best fucking thing ever. Oh my God. No, like legit, I have gone from faking about 40% of my orgasms to genuinely having a premature ejaculation issue. Like, fuck me, I'm talking one and done, you know? Like that hand speed, that dexterity, you know? You know, I'm here to tell the truth, folks, you know? Like, you know, in the RT1 COVID updates, right? And you've got like Tony Holohan here, and then you've got the Minister for Health, whoever the fuck that guy is, standing there. And then you've got the sign language interpreter on the other side, and she's just going to fucking town, isn't she? She's just fucking flying through the whole thing as they speak. And like people are sitting there watching it, taken very seriously. And I'm sitting there sweating like a fucking hooer, watching her just go to town. I'm like, oh my God. Look at that hand speed. Jesus Christ, she'd make mince meat of me. Are you messing? Oh. Like, you know the way, ladies, you know the way you'll see a guy and you'll be like, oh my God, look at the size of his package? Nowadays, I'm like, oh my God, look at her hand speed. Jesus Christ. So yeah, it's all good. But yeah, like I said, I'm learning sign language and it's great. You know, it really is. I love how expressive it is without being too literal or direct, okay? So like, I'll give you an example, right? The sign for Donegal is this, right? And that's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Because that just screams bogger, doesn't it? Hurry the fucking go on, hurry! So I love that. And then the sign for Dublin is this, right? Now, I didn't know why that was, but my Donegal friends tell me it's because we're all posers, and that's fair, you know. And then, have we got any Kerry folk in the room? Yay! One. I got something for you, sir. So the Kerry one is my favourite sign, okay? So the sign for Kerry is this, which is great because this also means shit in sign language. So we love that one in Dublin for sure. But you know, you have to, this is a threatening laugh. You do have to be careful though about making assumptions with sign because apparently the sign for Longford isn't just fingering your sister, so watch out for that one. It's a tricky one, you know. So yeah, it is. It's tricky, but I'm getting there. But there certainly has been some hilarious miscommunications in our time. Oh yes, the most recent one. The other day, I was out the back garden smoking a not joint, and I'm in the back garden anyway, and I look through the kitchen window, and there is Lisa's mum, and she's like going through the drawers looking for something. She's like fucking like a lunatic, and Lisa is helping her. So I kind of catch Lisa's eye, and I sign to her. I'm like, "What's wrong?" Okay, and she signs back, obviously much faster, but she just goes. I was like, what the fuck? Now, folks, I don't know about you, okay? But anything that involves grabbing 3 fingers and whatever the fuck this is, I am all game for. Oh, you bet your bollocks, I am down for that shit. So obviously I threw away my knot joint, okay? Ran in the house, straight through the kitchen, past her and her mum, straight up the stairs. I'm taking my clothes off as I go, and I'm shaving as well because it's been a long fucking lockdown, you guys, hasn't it? It's been a long fucking lockdown. So I'm shaving and I get up to her bedroom, I'm stark naked, and I jump in the bed and I pull the covers up and I'm just sitting there waiting. So eventually Lisa walks up the stairs, opens the door, and looks at me and goes, Sinead, why are all your clothes and pubic hair all over the stairs? And it's a valid question, to be fair, isn't it, folks? Jesus. And I said, well, you know, I thought we were gonna, you know, get down to it. I thought it was go time, you know? And she was like, what the fuck made you think that? And I was like, well, you know, with the grabbing and the 3 fingers and I don't know what this is, but fuck me, I'm down for it, you know? And she was like, Sinead, for fuck's sake. She was like, I was asking you, have you seen my mum's medical card? Medical card? What? Like, who the fuck signed off on that one, you know? Because I tell you now, folks, it wasn't fucking Micheál Martin when he was health minister. Absolutely not. So fair enough. So remember, folks, it's always important to remember that this is mum, this is medical card, and most importantly, Kerry is shit. Thank you so much, folks.
All right, keep it going for Sinead and Amanda Walsh. Woo! I'm in New York. I don't know why I'm doing this. All right, yo. Fucking give me 5. All right, okay. All right, okay. Are you ready for your next act? Yeah. This is so weird. Okay, well, our next act is another CoCo Club favourite. He moved to Dublin there during the year, but prior to that, or last year, but prior to that, he was helping out on Mondays and Wednesdays, helping out in the rain, flyering people in, and also being a gas bastard then on stage as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hilarious Darragh Murphy!
Everybody, afternoon gig, no crowd. Things I do for CoCo. 2020, it's been a hell of a year. I lost my mother to Corona, liver damage. As Con said, my name is Darragh Murphy, and that's just a joke about my mother. She's alive and she's not an alcoholic. My dad is, though. My dad has a severe drink problem. He did give up Murphy's, and by that I mean he abandoned his family. That's 2 family alcohol puns in a row, so we're off to a flyer. They're all jokes, though. They're all just jokes. I don't actually know my biological parents. I'm a foster's child. That's the hat trick. The pandemic has been tough, though. I've been working from home since March, and that's been very difficult as a lucky man. Yeah. My girlfriend is in the same industry. She's a lucky woman. And, and that's my favourite joke in the set. Yeah, she's much better at her job than me, to be fair. She's got a knack at passing off fake stuff as real, like her orgasms. Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, like, we're heading for another lockdown in January. We all know that. Hopefully it won't be as bad as the first one. The first one was the toughest one. Like, you couldn't... The biggest thing, the best fun you could have in the first lockdown was going to the supermarket. You know, that was where you get the biggest thrill. Like, going to the supermarket during the first lockdown was like going on a roller coaster. You know, you show up and you're excited, and there's a queue around the corner, and there's a very real chance you'll get sick. The thing that annoyed me most about going shopping throughout the pandemic was the mask issue. Like I always wore my mask. I wore my mask in here. It's just the people who... What annoyed me more are the people who didn't wear a mask were the half mask wearers. You know, the people who had it around their chin. Just fucking pull it up an inch, you know? And I've noticed this as well. It's not just... You never see one person who has the half mask. It's always a fella with the half mask and his wife with the half mask, and then they've got all their kids wearing no masks because kids don't have to wear it. So that's one mask of a family of 6. And I have a theory why they always come in massive families. I think the father only puts the condom over his balls. Fuck, where am I now? I put on a bit of weight during lockdown. I'm sure we can all relate to that. I didn't know I'd put on weight, though. That's the thing. I didn't know I'd put on weight until my girlfriend created me in The Sims. And that was a fucking eye-opener. You know, The Sims, the video game, where like you can create characters from your family or your life. So my girlfriend, proud as can be, said, "Oh, look, I've created you." And she showed me the screen. And this motherfucker was fat. He was balding. Probably had a little dick. I don't know. So I tried to start losing weight, and I joined Slimming World, but obviously because of the pandemic, it was all online, all via Zoom. And how this works is you log on and you see... I had a consultation with the head lady, and she said, "Oh, what happens now? You just log on. You're the newest person, so you're first. So you go up and just say how much weight you lost, and all the mics will be open, all the cameras will be on, you see loads of faces, and everyone will applaud when you've lost weight." I said, "That sounds great." So first week I went on, and I'd lost 2 pounds. I was delighted with myself. And I said, "Oh, my name is Darragh. I've lost 2 pounds this week." And everyone applauded. I was delighted with myself. And then a few minutes later, a woman went up, and she was 3 pounds heavier. So I used the weight loss equals applause logic, and I booed. And then another few minutes passed, and someone went up, and he was 5 pounds heavier, so I mooed. And so I got kicked off the Zoom after that. I went shopping earlier for my girlfriend for Christmas. I was going to buy her some sexy lingerie. So I went into one of those like Ann Summersy type shops, and I didn't know my girlfriend's bra size. So I said, what I'll do is I'll ring my girlfriend's sister from the shop. So I did that, rang my girlfriend's sister, and she didn't know her bra size either. So being a comedian, I just thought I'll make a joke down the phone to my girlfriend's sister, and I'll say, "Oh, should I try it on? Maybe if it fits me, it'll fit her." Thought that'd be hilarious. But my girlfriend's sister didn't laugh at all. She deliberated on it, and she said, "No, I think your back might be a bit wide." And that was shit, because not only did my girlfriend's sister suggest that I might have the same size tits as my girlfriend, but she also said I had a fat back. So that was a bad day. I struggle with bulimia, the spelling of the word, that is. I clearly don't have an eating disorder. My ex did, though. This is true. My ex-girlfriend did have an eating disorder. She didn't have bulimia. She had anorexia, the other one. And my ex-girlfriend, she had every issue under the sun. She had anorexia. She had insomnia. And then when we finally broke up, she took it really badly. She couldn't eat. She couldn't sleep. My new girlfriend is better, though. New girlfriend, and it is a competition, let's be honest. My new girlfriend's better. She's a proper country girl, born and racist. And yeah. My new girlfriend's from a place called Castletown Bear in West Cork, and she's got these lovely like turns of phrases like that only country people have. Like she'll say, "Do you want to go downtown for a drinkeen?" And what that basically means is, "Do you want to go downtown for a little drink?" Apparently, "een" in Irish means small or whatever. I can't begin to express my disappointment when she told me to whip out my cockeen. You never want to hear cockeen, fellas. But yeah, I'm delighted. Like I got to see some of my friends, like Con and Sinead, who I know from the comedy circuit, and like see them in person because I'm sick of Zoom. Everyone's sick of Zoom, and I touched on it with the Slimming World thing. But yeah, like Zoom, we all pretended it was fun. It was not fun for anybody. Like Zoom was a bunch of people who had nothing to say, but somehow managed to talk over each other. Yeah, I tried to have a Zoom call with my family in the summer, and to be fair, that was quite like real life because my dad was on mute the whole time and my mom was looking at everything sideways and my sister had much better quality than me. Yeah, like I'm from Cork originally, but it's my first time here this year. I live in Dublin. But yeah, everything seems to be exactly the same. I was delighted to see the Echo Man. He's alive. COVID didn't get the Echo Man. God bless him. I'm down here for the weekend with a friend of mine from New York, and we were just walking up Oliver Plunkett Street there now a while ago, and he didn't know about this Echo Man character. So we're all used to him in Cork, so we were walking up Oliver Plunkett Street, and my friend got startled by my friend is a bit on the woke side, you know, he's got spiky hair, the stretchy ears, the whole lot. And walking up Oliver Plunkett Street, and the Echo Man shouted as he tends to do, and my friend got a fright and said, "Oh," he said, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh, that's just the Echo Man. Don't mind him." And my friend said, "Oh, do you know him?" And I was like, "Oh, no, it's just the Echo Man. Nobody knows the Echo Man." And my friend said, "Oh, so you don't know what this person identifies as?" And I said, "A newspaper salesman? I don't know." And my friend said, "Well, I just think it's more appropriate if you don't know what this person identifies as, then maybe we should call him the Echo person." And I said, "Oh, for God's sake, this again." So I said, "Buddy, look, if you're so concerned about what the Echo Man identifies as, why don't you go up and ask him?" So my friend, to be fair, he's from Brooklyn, New York, balls of steel, went up to the Echo Man and he said, asked him what he identified as, and do you know what he said? Echo. That's all he says. This is true, I once saw the Echo Man at the airport. That was a fucking weird day. Because he was like a celebrity, and there was the first time I ever saw Cork Airport Security double take at a passport, you know, because you know the way Cork Airport Security are. They get a passport, like Cork Airport Security treat passports the way I used to treat girls on Tinder back on the day. It's just like, that's grand, that's grand, that's grand. Oh, foreign name, hang on a minute. I'm not actually racist, though. I'm not racist, which is what all non-racists say. But no, my grandmother was, though. My grandmother was racist. She's dead now, thank God. Up in heaven, telling people to stick to their own. But my grandmother was racist, but she wasn't racist in a malicious way. She'd use racial stereotypes, but she'd use them incorrectly. I'll give you an example. Around this time last year, I took my grandmother out for dinner in town, and she was alive at the time. You can't take dead people for dinner, but so we had a lovely dinner in town, and I was putting her into a taxi home. I was staying out. So I walked her to the taxi rank down there by the GPO, and front of the taxi queue, there was a black taxi driver. And I didn't think anything of it. But my grandmother did, my little grandmother, my little racist grandmother. She grabbed my arm and said, "Oh, Darragh, I've heard once you go black, you never come back." Like, it's absolutely racist, but it's wrong racist. She got the stereotype wrong. So I said, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Nan, no, that's not the phrase at all." So I said, "Nan, the real phrase is once you go black, you never go back, and it's a reference to black men having larger penises." She could not get into that taxi fast enough. That's my time, guys. Been Darragh Murphy. Thank you.
All right, keep it going for Darragh Murphy! All right. Oh, it's great hearing Darragh back again, lads. We're going to keep rolling on with the show. We're halfway through. We've got 2 more acts to go. This next guy is a huge national headliner. He sold out the INEC there back in the good old days. 2,500 people. And here he is today in front of 8 people. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the gossip!
All thanks. Haha, Jesus Christ, she's on fucking drugs. You're well, fair play. Here we are inside a small room, 8 people, dark, shutters down. Jesus Christ almighty, lads, there'll be a court case yet. But anyway, it was good to be back in Cork City. It was great, I do enjoy it. I like Cork. Home to the great Christy Ring. Hey. Aha, boy. Or as the ladies down the docks used to call him, Crusty Ring. Yeah, so I said I'd go there, yeah. I said I'd go there. But yeah, I wasn't with me. This boy here, when I saw it on stage, I thought it was a nice little prop to put on stage. It was nice, you know, to bring a bit of the country into the city. Yeah. Now, when I was small, when I was younger, I had a bit of difficulty speaking. My speech wasn't the best, like, you know. When I was younger, I would mispronounce words, as you know. My gnashers themselves, they kind of cause a bit of difficulty, like. But when I was younger, I used to, if I was asked to go down to the shop and get a bun, I'd always say, a bum. I'll get a bum. If I was asked to go around to the hardware store, down to Sonny Shuckru's hardware store, he'd say, go down and get a bucket, I'd say, I'll get a fucket. You know? And desperate things. But this is the only word that I could ever say, huh? The cock. There we are. I could always say it, no bother. But except one day, I was bringing the cock back from the town, back home, and he was inside my arm anyway. And I just after coming out of the hardware store and the bakery. And what did this lad do? Only jump out of the bag and run down the street. And I was like, oh, flashed it. I went up to the nearest person that was next to me. I said, hold my bum and fuck it while I go after my cock. Desperate, yeah. Desperate to the world. That's tough times. Which, I came up there at the COVID. No, what the big thing with COVID, I think, is the funerals. They're not the same no more. Do you know, before you could go around and you would shake the hands. Very sorry, very sorry, very sorry. And it was a totally different experience, you know, by you're sending messages, you're texting, you can't go to no funeral. No. And the worst thing is that there's no more house wakes. You know, a house wake was great. You get fed and watered at a house wake. You know, you got food, like, it was great. You'd walk into the house and you'd say, oh, geez, this is where they grew up. This is their house. Isn't that lovely? Is that a picture? Looks like, geez, he looked very young there. I didn't know like that. It's like, geez, I never knew he played hurling. Oh, very good. Oh, very good. Very, very sorry. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, that him with George Clooney. Oh, fuck me, this isn't the right house at all. Do you know? So it could. We're missing out on those experiences big time now at the moment, you see. Yeah. And the funeral home now, I don't know it'll ever come back. You know? There's families in every town now, and as they say, you have to die so they can live. And sure, they're not going to be able to open this blasted thing. Yeah? You'll never experience, especially in Kerry, a wonderful funeral of sympathising with a family and being stuck behind one of the Healy Rays. That's an experience. Because what will happen is you'll... Very sorry. Very sorry. Very sorry. Very sorry. And if one of the Healy Rays is in front of you, the family will maximise their time to speak with him. I was very sorry. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for coming. Fair play to you. Yeah. Very sad. And you, Michael, while I have you now, is there any chance you could take a look at that tax form there again? Yeah. I'm in fucking serious shit, Michael. I'm up to my eyes. Like they're coming for me this time. I'd say they're definitely coming for me. Like yeah. Herself, they've already got her. Look, she's in the fucking box, and I'm next. I'm next, Michael. Like you know. Yeah, I know. I understand. But that's fine. They have their conversation. But where am I? Stuck behind you. You were around for a few days, I suppose you were. Yeah. Christ, they're bad bastards to do that. Yeah. Yeah. He's no intention of going anytime soon, anyway. No, sir. Yeah, good luck. Awful experience, that's awful experience. Christ, lads. I mean, hey, check, I got this Fitbit. This Fitbit now, I have a clock in it now. Yeah, I'm going down now, 4:37, 36. That's telling me now exactly how much time I have. And it takes my heartbeat too as well. I got a bit of angina there before the second lockdown. Yeah, so thank God the pharmacies are open now. So it do help. You get you all it do keep a track of it. Like if it goes above 70 at all, I'm fucked. Yeah, goes above 70, I'm fairly bad. I'll take no notice of opinion. Which I was going to say to you, John, you know, I had a story for you. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So there's a friend of mine, I suppose. A friend of mine, McCarthy, he was a middle-aged, I suppose, elderly-aged man now. He's a bachelor, of course. And when we were over in London back in the 70s, we used to be working on the building sites and things. And he came over one weekend to us. He did. And he was delighted with himself. And, you know, so he wanted to see London town. And we went to, you know, we said, you can go anywhere. You know, there's not just the one place now. He said, we took him to the Gaeltacht. We took him, well, that's the only place we used to go, like, but he had a great time altogether. But the problem, he used to come to London particularly to get a lady. Yeah? Straight out, no quims or qualms about it. He wanted a bit of romance. Yeah? And sure, one night, of course, we went out and great crack when McCarthy went missing. No sign of him. And Jesus Christ, we said he don't know his way around London at all. But he might get stolen, you know. But we found him in here the next morning and we said, Christ, McCarthy, how did you get on last night? He said, oh, let me tell you, he said, I met a beautiful woman inside in the bar in Cricklewood. And I went way back to her house. And he said, you did? What happened? And we were happy out. I was very drunk, as was she. And we went into the bed and the whole lot. And she said, it's not the best time, but you'll have to go up the other end, as the man said. So, no bother at all. He said, whatever they did, they had their private romance. And the following morning, he woke up, he said, and he didn't know where he was and what was going on. He was, Jesus Christ, he was pounding. And he looked at the girl beside him. He said, oh, Christ, I remember now. And he said, Christ, I might go again, he said. Pull back the sheets. And it wasn't a woman at all. Only a man. Yeah? He got an awful land. Christ, he didn't know what to do. I said, what did you do? He said, oh, I went into the toilet and I started throwing water in my face. And I said, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And what did you do? He said, I threw a bit more water in my face. I stood up. I went out there. And I wrote him again. Guess what? He's a tough man. Jesus Christ. You see, you'll have to excuse me when I get a bit of the jitters there during them because I don't think I'm going to tell these stories and then I do. And then I lose my godly betting. There we have it, boy. There we have it. It's a tough racket anyway. He's a tough boy over. Which I might change for you there 1 second. Heartaches. Sorry, I get trapped within the mind of my uncle. Good to be in the city again. My friend Cormac is from the city. He's from out in Talker. And his girlfriend now it last 3 years. And she's pregnant. Yeah. They're all saying that Cormac's Marie is pregnant. Oh, Marie's pregnant, it's great. But as everyone else says, Cormac got caught. Yeah. She was kind of she had a needle, like, she'd be poking it in the condoms and things, so. Yeah. But they were Tipperary won the Munster final this year in football, which is totally different. Like they usually win the hurling. You know, they beat Cork. But Cork beat Kerry, you know? And everyone's going, Jesus, like, what are they thinking in Kerry? You know? Cork beat Kerry, Tipperary beat Cork. What's that about? What are they going to do in Kerry? You know? And there's only one thing we can do. Yeah. We have to shoot one of our players for inspiration. Yeah. It's going to be a lottery as well. Just pick the name out of the hat. Yeah. Football's more than just a sport in Kerry, you see. It's a religion. Yeah. But yeah, that's my time, guys. Hope you had fun. And thanks for the Kino for having us. It's really cool. Thanks. Bye.
That's what 12 months of being locked up does to a man. All right, keep it going for the nephew! To take a Kerry man to fucking call it Christy Ring and change his name to Krusty Ring and fucking get a load of Cork people then to laugh at that as well. Thank you very much, Bernard Casey. Check him out on Facebook. Lads, we're on to the very last act of the night. Are ye excited? That'll do for me. This guy is from West Cork. He is a phenomenally good comedian. He's only doing it about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, but only for fucking lockdown, he would be huge. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the absolutely gas man all together, Donal McSweeney!
Hey folks, how's it going? Everyone well? Yay! So the audience is just other comedians. They're going to pretend to laugh when really they're hoping I die on my ass, which could happen. It has happened. So yeah, lockdown has been very, very interesting for everybody. It's very much different times. You know, you're worrying about people. You're worrying about your parents. You're worrying about vulnerable people, grandparents. I didn't have to worry about any of that because both my parents are dead, so, you know, every cloud. But, yeah, I found myself, you know, doing those whole walks on the beaches and all that because I am from West Cork. It's a very scenic, beautiful place. I'm basically just a Kerry man with shoes, you know. So a lot of the days were spent on the beautiful beaches close by, and I developed this. I kind of bought into the fear a little bit, and my wife kind of left me know that I was doing it because anytime you pass somebody, everybody was being very cautious the first time around because we didn't fucking know, like, you know. So next thing anyway, there'd be somebody coming towards me and I'd go, "How things?" And she was like, "Why are you talking like a fucking muck savage?" Like, there is a reason behind it because, you know, if they don't respond appropriately with "not too bad," then they're not from the fucking area. And I'd be sus and I'd ask questions. So if I didn't get the "how things," "not too bad," coming back, straight away, fucking hell, where's this fella after fucking wandering in from, like, you know? Just wondering. But alas, from there you just move on and walk down the beach and take in all the beautiful scenery, take a few snaps and put it up on Instagram or whatever and say, "Oh, look at this beautiful day I'm having," but you're fucking depressed off your brain in reality. So you go back home and you get stuck into Netflix and you get watching this recommended from a friend and that recommended from a friend, and it's just same day after day.
But I don't know if any of you had come across this thing with people where they intentionally don't look at box sets or whatever's hot at the moment, you know. You know, there's people out there who have never seen Game of Thrones, not one bit of Game of Thrones, and they're very proud of it. Because they'd fucking tell you, like, you know, they'd be, yeah, I never seen it. I wouldn't be into it, like, you know, I wouldn't be my fucking scene, like, fucking dragons and bullshit, like, it's not, wouldn't be fucking into it, like, and I said, it's fucking amazing. Nah, it's not for me. They're fucking smug as fuck about it too, like, nah, wouldn't watch that shit, boy, fuck's sake. So, you know, I saw these people and I was saying, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to hold back on something. So during lockdown, the fucking big buzz thing, what was it, everybody? What was it? Come on, the big thing. There was an Irish TV programme. Anyone? Normal People. Normal People, yes. So I held off on Normal People because it was the talk. It was all over the fucking internet. Connell's chain and Connell's thighs and Connell's this and Connell's that and the way he might look at you. So I said, fuck that. I said to my wife, we're not going near it. We're not going to look at it. We're going to be those people. Those pricks who intentionally don't look at things so they go, no, I haven't seen it. And people go, oh my God, I wish I was you. I wish I could go back to the start. Oh, fuck, it'd be great. Oh, God, I'd love to be you. So finally, about 2 weeks ago, we folded and we watched it. There it was. Normal People. Did it live up to the expectations? Yes, it did. Did it remind me of how fucking old I've gotten? Yes, it did. Because when it came to the lovely sensual love scenes or sex scenes or whatever you're comfortable with calling them, I would just go, Jesus Christ, put some fucking clothes on that child. She's only a child. Christ. If you wind the clock back, I'd see a bit of nudity before. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fucking hell. I found myself being more interested in Connell's mother than anything. So that would go to show I was getting, you know, moving on in my life, you know. So then this brought about a little conversation on the couch anyway one night with my wife, and we were, you know, just sitting there, and she asked me, she said, Donal, you know, when you were 17, 18, did you have a girlfriend, or, you know, were you bringing girls home like Connell or anything? Because I have you know, that's about the only thing I have in common with Connell is when I was his age, there was just me and my mother in the house, so, you know. But she didn't really, you know, she wasn't as hot as Connell's mother, you know. But and she was kind of more like a female Michael Noonan, you know. I remember Michael Noonan there. He was a minister for finance there. He was kind of like that, you know. My mother spoke a bit like that, you know, without the Limerick accent, because she would smoke about 20 bits and hedges a day. Hence, you know, you can move on from there. Just not with us anymore. So the conversation started, and we said, okay, yeah. Well, no, I was more of a freelancer. Hadn't much work. I was a really bad freelancer in terms of relationships. So, but it did remind me of one story. And one night I was in my local town and got talking to a lady. Got on quite well. We kind of hit it off, and next thing there was kissing and whatnot happened, and it was just fantastic, young virile romance, you know, just horned up to fuck. And eventually, I convinced her. I said, "Yeah, you can come back. You can come back and stay in my place," because she was from the next over town, and she was working in my town in the morning, so transport was an issue. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll come to her aid. You can come and stay in my house." Yes, my house, with my mother. So came back, went up the stairs, and the stairs in our house was kind of, you had to approach it with great tact, and you'd really need to fucking know it, or else you would be setting off the alarms. It would be, So I danced around, watched her, complete ninja, brought her up, just carefully, just segued, don't step on that one. This one, we shimmied into my bedroom anyway. And in my bedroom, we had bunk beds. And I slept on the bottom bunk. My brother slept on the top bunk. Luckily, he was away in college at the time, so don't worry, it was nothing sick going on there. And, you know, we proceeded. Now, it wasn't as beautiful and as, you know, the beautiful gestures of normal people where it was, you know, they were just caressing and, is this okay? Are you going to be okay? And they just looked at each other so longingly. It was a bit more rough and ready, but she was a bit more grabby and a bit more, come on, what's wrong with you? Get it going. And then it was over before it began. So the following morning, I got up really early and took this girl and brought her to her place of work. This was at 6 o'clock in the morning, took the car, no bother at all, told no one, thought I had got away with it, and proceeded to come back home. And I went back into the house, again, very ninja-like, not making any noise, under the radar. Don't want to wake Michael Noonan. So down the stairs she came anyway, my mother, and God rest her. I have to check the time here because everything isn't just about comic timing, it's actually about timing. So down the stairs I came anyway, and I went making a few bits and bobs, and I was eating away and just turned on the TV, and my mother came down anyway, and I just panicked. I realised how cheeky a little fucker I was to actually have brought someone back to my house, slept in the bed with her, Irish Catholic roof, it just kind of came down upon me, and I said, fuck it, what am I going to do here? So I panicked, and I knew I was going to get the 3rd degree. So my mother came in anyway, and she said, who came home with you last night? I said, Alan's girlfriend. It was Alan's girlfriend there, because she's like, she's from she's from Bandon, like, so she couldn't get a spin home, like, so I said that, like, she could come and that she could come and stay in my place, like, and like that there'd be no bother, and she slept in John's bed, like, she didn't sleep in the bed with me, All right, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, right. I must go to town anyway, and sure, come here. You might do a few jobs around the places you're here, anyway. And out the door she went. I thought nothing of it. I said, yes, I've got away with it. Brilliant. Relax. Until she came back in the door, opened the door and said, oh, yeah, by the way, you might ring Alan and tell him he's out of a job. Bang. Closed the door. And that, my folks, was my sarky mother, who I think a great line of hers, a great memory of hers that I have is her heartthrob was Harrison Ford. And Jesus, anytime Indiana Jones used to come on, maybe Christmas time was special in our house because Indiana Jones was on a lot, like. And this was something that didn't click with me until I was a little bit older, because Jesus Christ, if I had an understanding of it at the time. So anytime Indiana Jones was on, the Temple of Doom or the Temple of whatever, I don't know, but my mother used to get all riled up, and she'd had her cup of coffee and her few chocolates, and she'd be looking at Indiana Jones and, Harrison Ford. And I'll never forget the time that my mother said, oh, he's my man, Harrison Ford. I've tears in my knickers for that fella. Thank you, folks. You've been great.
Woo! Keep it going for Donal! Yes! Guys, this was absolutely fantastic. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. Woo! I want to thank everybody involved in this. It was amazing. We feel like we've done a gig, which is that's all we really wanted, guys, isn't it? Is that all we wanted? Yeah. So thanks again to everyone, and yeah, we'll see you the next time, hopefully at a live gig. Good night and God bless. Yay!